Hey everybody, we're back, and today we're going to be covering a whole nother figure in the TMNT Masters of the Universe crossover. Today we are looking at Leonardo from the Turtles of Grayskull collection. I'm excited to show this figure off. This Leonardo could actually be the definitive Leonardo figure. So let's get to it.
Are you ready? Yup!
Alright, let's get straight into it. The package, as always, is enough to get any Masters of the Universe or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan excited. And here we have it, Leonardo. Now, the concept here is taking aspects of He-Man from the Masters of the Universe and mixing it with Leonardo from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is a brilliant crossover idea brought to us by Mattel. I've been excited about all the figures that I've been able to get my hands on lately. Taking a closer look at the box, you can see we have the Masters of the Universe logo here. We have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo. And, of course, there's the Mattel logo there. We have Leonardo at the top, and it says Heroic Ninja Turtle Leader for the flavor text. We have the Turtles of Grayskull logo, and if we look just far enough back, you'll see we have He-Man and Leonardo up in the respective corners. The box itself, or the packaging card itself, is very reminiscent of the retro He-Man line, except that instead of the red and oranges, we have the blues, purples, and greens. When we look at the back here, we'll get a close-up look at the first wave, Donatello, Leonardo, Man-at-Arms, and He-Man, of course. We also see that both his katanas come together to form the Power Katana. And then if you would look at the actual artwork in the back here, you'll see we have Leonardo and the Shredder fighting each other and Grayskull in the back. Interesting to note, it actually just says includes comic book on this one. I got this at Target, so it looks like the ones that I had before, Donatello and Man-at-Arms, were both international figures. But if we take it back a bit, you'll see we have the Masters of the Universe logo again and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo. So there we have it. Let's go ahead and get him out of the box and take a closer look at the figure itself. Taking a closer look, you can see Leonardo has a very bulky frame. The fusion element from both universes is seamlessly done. The chest piece is reminiscent of the He-Man chest piece, but with an L for Lowdy, look at that hunk of beefcake. The paint job is top-notch, vibrant colors that pop and bring this figure to life. He comes with the two pieces of katana, which is a very, very nice metallic silver. And as you can see, they do come together. The combination for the sword is very reminiscent of the old vintage figures. They have both posts and port. But once you get these together, you'll see that they fit very nice as one piece. And actually, this looks so much better. You could tell it has the power sword element, and then it goes straight into the katana, which, if we look at to the back here, just sits right in, very tightly so, like that. And it is really tight to kind of get it in there. I did try to see if I could do his swords like you would traditionally, but they did not fit. So we'll set his sword aside for a moment and just take a closer look at him. So he does have his blue bandana, white eyes, green for the majority of his body because he's a turtle and not a human. Bandana comes out flowing. As you can see, we have some cream color for like a shoulder scarf. I don't know. Shoulder wear. Shoulder cover.
Spit that shit out, man!
He has shoulder fur. Okay, we'll just call it what it is. It's shoulder fur. And of course he has his shell back here, which, like Donatello, does come off. And you'll see you'll have your posts and handle for the shield and your ports to put the shield, the turtle shell, back on. And it just plugs right on in. You'll see that his chest piece has this wonderful metallic silver. And he has kind of, it's almost a different version of the metallic silver for his bracers on both arms. He does have the same gimmick, so you can pull them apart. And you can take his waist armor off. As you'll see, he has the brown. For his belt, he doesn't have that same silver paint like Donatello had, or that same metallic paint like Donatello had. But this is a very nice metallic blue for the shoulder pieces that are reminiscent of turtle shells. Even the forearm piece. And then, of course, he's got this kind of loincloth with the turtle shell right at the buckle. He has the brown furry undies, and he does have brown boot-esque coverings over his calves, and like Donatello, they did paint the straps that same metallic, or that same light blue. It's not the same metallic light blue, but it does match the blue across his bandana here. And then the shell itself is this kind of tan, which looks really good. And then of course he has the belt right there in that dark brown. He looks really good. The armor can come off. So, like for his shoulder pieces, they just slide off like so. But to get the wrist or the forearm piece, I actually had to remove his hand. So that comes off like that. And then we can just put his hand right back in like so. And if we want to take this piece off, we just pull it straight down. And there you go. He is without his shoulder pieces. Now if we want to take the back or the chest piece off, we just take the shell itself off, and then you have your little notch here, and then you can take them off at the waist and take the head off, and then you just put them right back together. But before we do, we'll take his belt off. There we go. And that's how he looks without all the armor on. And I got this comment on my Donatello video, which I think is actually very funny and kind of appropriate almost to a degree, that they look like Battletoads. So the comment came from Neo Avatar of Weo. I could kind of see that, and I thought it was really funny that I saw that comment there. So there he is. You can see he's got the big old chesticles, just like Donatello has, and he's got his 4-pack and a couple of side pack. I don't know what you want to call that. For his articulation, he does actually do a full T-pose. The arms do spin in a full 360. His elbows do bend, and you got an elbow bend, so you can actually spin the elbow all the way around. And then of course, he's got, if we look at it, he's got the horizontal bend for his wrist, and his wrists do spin that full 360. Bring those back together. Because of the mechanics, he can do a full 360 on his head. He can look up about that far without the armor, and about that far down without the armor. Can spin at the waist, 360. We can get the splits about this far. His leg goes up about that far, and it kind of goes back about that far. He does have a bend at the knee, and like all knees, he does have a spin at the knee as well. He has a spin at the calf because the calf does come off. And then for the foot, it goes down, it goes up, and it goes
All around the world!
all around the world. You do get plenty of articulation, 16 points to be exact for this 5.5-inch figure, and every bit of it is worth it. So let's go ahead and get him back into his armor and take a closer look at some comparisons. Okay, now that we have his accoutrements back on, I thought it'd be fitting to show you what it looks like with him holding his shell as a shield and holding the actual katana, the whole piece of the katana. The katana is really, really huge, as you can see. So about 5.5 inches tall, just like Leonardo. So not too bad there. And then again, we just stick it right in the shield there. So I think it's actually pretty nifty. Pretty nifty design, pretty nifty setup. Get his shell back on. Just goes back up the fur collar and right into the posts. Like, yeah. There he is. Now, just to give it a little bit of a look-see from his armor's sake, I do have the Origins He-Man that we can set him next to. And we do have the cartoon filmation version of He-Man. Just to kind of give you a look-see at the two. And of course, we can set them to the sides. Like so. Just as a little bit of a comparison. So we got them all there. If you see this, the cartoon version, filmation version of He-Man is going to stand taller because his legs are different than Leonardo and He-Man, the Origins version of He-Man. Now, we can bring out a couple of versions of Leonardo here. So, as you can see, we have something reminiscent of the vintage. So this is just a retro design for Leonardo here, very short. Over here, we have Playmate's version of the Eastman and Laird design for Leonardo. And then, of course, we have the Mirage Comics Leonardo from that 4-pack that came out during the summer. So, give them all a side turn. And with that side turn, you can literally have them all doing the conga. So there's our comparisons of all the figures, both He-Man and the Turtles, for this Leonardo. Wrapping things up, the Turtles of Grayskull Leonardo figure is a fantastic addition to any TMNT or MOTU crossover line. Mattel has truly outdone themselves with this one. And if you're a fan of either franchise or just a fan of one of them, this figure is definitely worth the investment to add it to your collection. That's it for today's unboxing and review. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to also ring that notification bell so that you'll stay up to date when we do more figure reviews. Don't forget in the comments, let me know which figure I've reviewed so far from this line that you've liked the best, or which one that you're looking forward to seeing a review on. So this is Joel signing off saying, hey, keep your figures posing and keep your collections growing, and we'll see you next time, folks.